All right, welcome this evening to everybody to our virtual college fair. I just want to give some reminders to everybody this evening that you can use the Q&A function on your screen to ask our representatives any questions that you may have throughout their presentations. We have about 5 different institutions with us this evening, so feel free to ask them all of your questions. Your cameras and microphones are off, so we cannot see you or hear you this evening. And feel free to sign up for more sessions. There's a lot of other sessions happening with many other institutions, so definitely feel free to sign up for more and check out those colleges. And also, this recording will be available in a few days' time at the same place that you signed up at. So now I'm going to turn it over to our first institution, which is Full Sail University.
Thank you, Melissa, and hello to everybody. I'm excited to be with you this evening and excited to tell you about what Full Sail is. So if you have never heard of Full Sail before, we are an entertainment, art, media, and technology school located down in Orlando, Florida. So all the way down south where it's nice and hot. But I'll tell you a little bit more about our programs. I do want to start off by showing you a quick video about who we are. So let's start with this and then we'll get into programs and what our campus is like. So you could see at the end there, it said, if you are serious about your dream, we'll take your dream seriously. At Full Sail, we are all about dreams, specifically related to the entertainment industry. So you can see here all of the different program areas that we offer. We have just over 50 bachelor's degrees that you could choose from between on-campus and online programs. But they're all related to entertainment in some way, even something like business or sports. So we do have several different music programs, we have gaming programs. Most of these are behind the scenes programs, the creation of a game, producing a movie, directing, things like that. We do have a couple of in front of the camera programs, including our sportscasting degree. So if you see any of those degree areas and you're like, oh, I'd love to learn more about this, just shoot me a message or an email and I'll tell you more about them. But each of our degree programs is a little different than you may expect. The first thing that's different is that each program is accelerated. So whether you're an on-campus student or you're online, these programs are kind of cut down from about half of a typical university. So whereas a normal university takes about 4 years to complete a bachelor's, at Full Sail, it's about 2 years from start to finish. If you're an on-campus student, you could actually graduate in as little as 20 months. And that is a full bachelor's degree, same amount of credits as a 4-year school, but we do a lot of different things to condense it. So if you have questions about that, let me know. You can also read more about our education model on our website. Next up is we have a rolling admissions. So we actually start a new class of students every month throughout the whole year. We don't just start in August or January. So this is awesome. It's very flexible. When you are ready to start, we're ready for you to come to campus. You don't have to wait a whole semester. Next thing is that we have a cool initiative for students where once you graduate, you are more than welcome to come back and retake courses in your degree area for free for the rest of your life. And this is really important because, as we all know, technology changes really rapidly, and we want students to be able to stay up to date with the cutting edge technology in their industry. So you can come back to campus, relearn all of these things, and stay relevant for your career. And then lastly is that we have a big focus on career development. If you're going to come to Full Sail and spend your time with us, we want to make sure that we prepare you for a job, right? So we have each student complete 7 career modules in areas like resume writing, interview skills, networking, and then each student also completes 7 portfolio courses. That way, when they graduate, they can have a collection of their best work to show employers. All of this works together to help you become more employable upon graduating. And our grads have gone on to work in some pretty cool fields throughout the entertainment industry and beyond. But a few things that our grads have worked on in the past few years. Just this spring, we've had several grads credited on Raya and the Last Dragon, Godzilla vs. Kong. I actually just finished watching Raya and the Last Dragon last night, and it was so good. I did not expect it to be as good as it was. And then we've had graduates that have won Academy Awards or been nominated for them, as well as Grammys and Game Awards within the past decade, but specifically the past year. And beyond just winning awards in these different categories, our grads have gone on to work for some big companies and also some small companies. And also some grads have started their own companies. It's all about how you want to take your career, but these are just a few examples. On our campus, we have a lot going on. We're finally back on campus now that it's summer. So our clubs and organizations are starting to get back up and running. These are just a few examples, but I did just want to quickly plug our Armada Esports League. This is our collegiate esports team. We compete with other universities, both in the United States and internationally. We compete on our campus in the Full Sail University Orlando Health Fortress, which is the largest collegiate esports arena in the United States. So if you're a gamer, you're pretty good, you like to play games like Call of Duty, Rocket League, Rainbow Six Siege, send me a message and I can provide you with more information on the Full Sail Armada. So if all of this sounds good to you, if you feel like Full Sail could be a good fit, you'd like an entertainment style degree with an accelerated program, the first thing you would do is get in contact with our admissions department. They would do an admissions interview with you. And on our website, you can read a lot more about that or message me for more information. I also recommend you check out our scholarship guide. We do have 2 full tuition scholarships that are still available. So if you're interested in technology, check those out. But for any other admissions information or anything like that, please just send me a message. I'll put my email in the chat. It's elmiller@fullsail.com. And I'll provide this link as well where you can request more information. So thank you all for being here tonight. I'm Melissa. Thank you again for facilitating and have a great evening.
All right, next up we have Youngstown State University.
All right, thank you, Melissa. My name is Bill D'Amico. I'm one of the associate directors here at Youngstown State University. And before we get started, I'm just going to show you a brief video on why our students are why I'm proud.
You're here to be part of something bigger, to make things happen. For you, college is about knowledge being shared and learning experiences that aren't limited to the classroom. On campus, you want to matter. It's about engaging every day, building relationships with students, with mentors, with the community, in the heart of a reinvented city. We are that something bigger. We are Youngstown State University and proud.
All right, so for those of you who don't know, Youngstown State University is located in beautiful Youngstown, Ohio. For our Pennsylvania students, we are right over the border, about an hour and 15 minutes outside of Pittsburgh. Youngstown State University is classified as a mid-sized Division I urban research institution. And one of the things I really liked about being a student here at Youngstown State is we get to pull from the benefits of being a larger school with Division I sports, 115 different academic programs, over 200 some student organizations, $39 million in research and service grants. But at the same time, you're going to get a very small class size, probably similar to what you're used to in high school. As you can see, our average class size is 26. So again, you get the benefits of being at a larger Division I school, but the intimacy and class feel to a smaller school. There are 3 main areas that are going to make up your why experience at Youngstown State University. First and foremost is academics. So we have 115 different academic programs that fall within 5 different colleges. Some of our most popular programs here at Youngstown State University are ABET accredited engineering program, our AACSB accredited School of Business, the Dana School of Music is one of the oldest music programs in the country, our health sciences, so we have a full nursing program, dental hygiene, a full physical therapy program, pre-med, those are very popular. For education, we have everything pre-K to 12. Criminal justice and forensic science is very popular, sports broadcasting. I mean, we really have something for everybody. And aside from all the great things you're going to learn inside the classroom, Youngstown State University is really big on taking that theory and practicing it, whether you're doing research or studying abroad or any of the other experiential learning opportunities that you'll have. We also have a great honors college at Youngstown State University. For students that have a 3.5 GPA and above, you can apply for honors. There's a living learning community cohort, extra faculty involvement. So it really does kind of round out your academic experience. Aside from that, there's a ton of support for students when they're here at Youngstown State. So academic advisors to keep you on track, our Office of Career Exploration and Development to help you do internship, mock interviews, resume workshops. Our Reich Academic Success Center has free tutoring. So really, we're really big at not only getting you in the door, but making sure you have the support to be successful. And aside from that, there's a lot of really great student life opportunities at Youngstown State. Obviously, you're going to be here for an education, but we want you to enjoy yourselves. There's so many great ways to get involved, whether you're a D1 athlete, using our rec center, studying abroad, and Greek life. Even working on campus is really great. So we have some really random clubs like video game clubs. We have a squirrel watching club. We have a Harry Potter alliance. There really is something for everybody to find connections both in and out of the classroom. And in general, I just want to say that your experience is going to be 100% what you make of it. Get excited for college. It's going to be the absolute best time, and make sure that you get involved, because when you're old and you look back to college, you're going to love your academics, but it's all the other things, all the experiences that are really going to make it a great experience. Youngstown State University really is big on students leaving with as little to no debt as possible. So if you're a Pennsylvania student, there's actually 2 tuition categories you're going to fall into. If you live in Western Pennsylvania, you're actually in the affordable tuition advantage, which means you're only going to pay a $360 surcharge to an Ohio resident. And then we do have for students in Eastern Pennsylvania an out-of-state surcharge, but we will talk about ways to curb those costs in a second. But as you can see, we are very, very affordable. Leaving with little to no debt is super important. There are a lot of ways to curb costs here at Youngstown State University. So freshman excellence scholarships, again, are available to students with just the application and test scores. As you can see, our scholarships started at 3.0 GPA and either a 19 ACT or 990 SAT. That'll start you off at $1,000 a year. And as the criteria increases, so does your award amount. We are test optional for both admissions and scholarship as well. So if you haven't taken the ACT or SAT, you will also be reviewed for scholarship there. Aside from that, there's a ton of other scholarships out there. All of your federal aid can come in. If you're eligible for the FIA grant, you can bring that into Ohio. The small portion you can will actually double it to what you'd get if you stayed in state. Athletic scholarships, there's over 700 plus scholarships on our financial aid webpage. Again, our goal is for you to get a great education, but leave with as little to no debt as possible. I do want to just finalize my presentation here by going over the application. So if you are interested in YSU, we are accepting applications still for fall 2021. You'd go to apply.ysu.edu, you'd fill out an application. There's a $45 application fee, and all we'll need is your high school transcripts. The deadline, again, is August 1st for students wanting to come in for fall 2021. The fall 2022 application will open on June 21st. Making sure that a college is the right fit is really, really important. So aside from this virtual presentation, please come visit. We are currently doing on-campus tours. We have a big open house program called Penguin Preview Day on June 21st. And we also have a bunch of virtual visit events on our visit.ysu.edu page. Check us out. And if you have any questions, please let us know. Thank you so much.
Great, thanks so much. The next university we have is the University of Akron.
Hello, everyone, and thank you so much. My name is Jake. I'm one of the Senior Assistant Directors of Admission at the University of Akron. So what I wanted to do is just kind of jump right into it and provide a little bit more background information to our students as to why people want to choose to come to the University of Akron. So for those of you who may not be too familiar where we are geographically, we are about 2 hours away from Pittsburgh, 2 hours away from the Erie market, and about an hour south of Cleveland. But we do have those outstanding academic programs. We have over 200 different programs students can pick and choose from, all the way from STEM to performing and visual arts. Our opportunities for the real world experience are very prominent here on our campus. If you look at our results, 92% of our last graduating class indicated that they were either employed or continuing their education within 6 months of graduation. The national average right now is about 81%. So I think a reason that we're far exceeding that is just number one, our location being in the middle of Ohio's 5th largest city by population, and just the amount of opportunity we're able to provide when it comes to internship and co-op opportunities, which 99% of which are going to be paid. We also have a beautiful campus. It's about 218 acres. I know that seems like a large amount of space, But if you come and visit us, I think you'll be pleasantly surprised with how easily traversable campus is. You can walk from one end to the other in probably about 10 or 15 minutes. We do have over 340 different student clubs and organizations you can become involved in, and every single one of these organizations is open to you regardless of what your academic background is. And of course, we do have those NCAA Division I athletics, and we are part of the MAC, the Mid-American Conference. So we always get the question asked to us, what are your most popular areas of study? These that you see on the screen are more popular based off student populations, but if you're interested in something that's maybe that's not on the screen, I don't want you to get the impression that we don't have it. We're very well known for our STEM, so science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Engineering, we have 8 different tracks ranging from aerospace systems to corrosion engineering to mechanical engineering. We actually have the 5th oldest co-op program in the country, so our roots do run very deep. And that makes our engineering students very happy when it comes time for them to get those high-paying co-ops and job level placement. We also do have a top 40 nationally ranked business program in the country for public institutions. We are accredited by the AACSB. We actually just put on a $2.5 million addition onto our building. But if you take a look at other programs, we are very well known for our social sciences, so things like psychology, criminal justice, and also within arts and communications. Now, if you're looking at applying, our application will open up on August 1st for the incoming freshman class of 2022. You can apply one of 2 ways, either through our application or the Common App. It doesn't matter, whichever way you want to apply is perfectly fine by us. You will not need to submit any type of essay or letters of recommendation for general admission. Really, we'll just need you to complete your actual application and submit your official high school transcripts. We are test optional, so if you don't have an ACT or an SAT test score, that's perfectly fine. You can still be reviewed for admission and scholarship. We also are going to be waiving our $50 application fee August 1st to January 1st. So once you receive that information and you get all the pieces of the puzzle into us, you can be reviewed for admission. And then the final step would be to confirm your enrollment. This reserves your spot in the incoming freshman class and allows you to fill out your housing contract and also attend an orientation date. Living on campus, we have 9 different residence halls. Every single one of our residence halls is open to freshmen. We don't have any designated freshman residence halls. So as long as there's space available, you can live in one of the 9 residence halls your first year. Every single one of the residence halls comes with what you see on the right-hand side of your screen. So we'll have high-speed internet, cable TV. We have our own streaming movie service. Every single one of the residence halls has air conditioning, which is super convenient. And we have free laundry. And I know that's not going to be the determining factor of why you choose to come to Akron, but it's nice to know that you can do your laundry in your residence hall 100% free of charge. And we allow our students to pick exactly which residence hall they want to live in, especially as long as there's space available. We do have a separate Williams Honors College, so students that have a 3.5 GPA or higher are eligible to apply. I know it says a 27 ACT or a 1280 SAT, but they are going test optional as well. So some additional perks are going to be anywhere from $1,000 up to $1,500 additional scholarship per year. You do get priority registration, and you'll have your own specific honors advisor. And you'll have the ability to live in the honors complex if you choose to, which is our newest residence hall on campus, smack dab in the middle of campus, right by our main dining hall and also our library. So our early deadline is going to be January 4th, and the final deadline to apply to the Williams Honors College will be April 1st. And then with affordability, when it comes to automatic, like I just talked about, if you have a 3.0 GPA or higher, you're automatically going to receive one of our incoming freshman guarantee scholarships. These will range anywhere from $1,000 up to $7,500 per year, and they are renewable. Plus, if you are an out-of-state student, regardless of where you are, as long as you have a 3.0 GPA or higher, you're automatically going to receive a $3,000 tuition reduction. And you can apply for additional scholarship opportunities through the uakron.edu/scholarship website. And then wrapping everything up with our tuition and fees for our non-Ohio residents, we have the flat tuition fee of $15,500. But as long as you have a 3.0 GPA or higher, you're going to receive at least a $3,000 reduction off the top of that. And depending on where you're living at, what meal plan you have, will put you on a little bit of a spectrum right here. But this is without any subtraction of government aid, work study, or any type of scholarship opportunity. And then there are some additional times for you to come and engage with us. We are having in-person and virtual visits. You can go to the uakron.edu/visit opportunity and register. If you'd like to make the journey over into Ohio, come check us out. We'll be having various academic college days all throughout the summer. So you just need to go to the uakron.edu/visit to register for one of those opportunities. So if you do have any questions, please feel free to connect with me. Once again, my name was Jake. Feel free to email me at jcos@uakron.edu. But thank you so much, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Awesome. Thanks so much. Next up, we have University of Denver.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Craig Dion. I'm the Northeast Regional Director of Admission for the University of Denver. I work for the university, but I'm actually based in New Hampshire. So I live in the Northeast and I recruit students from all of New England, New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and Delaware. So I'm here to tell you probably more than you ever want to know about the university. First things first, this is the view you wake up to every day. So we are the highest point in the city of Denver. We're about 6,000 feet above sea level, with an amazing view looking west to the foothills and to the mountains. DU by the numbers, we've got an incoming class every year of around 1,500 students with a total undergraduate population of about 5,700. So we like to think that we are medium sized. We like to think that we are not too big, not too small. We are big enough that people aren't going to know all of your business all the time, but yet we're small enough that you're still going to have small classes and individual attention in the classroom. One of the things that's unusual about us is that we actually have more graduate students than undergraduate students. The nice thing about that is that we are kind of forced to have the facilities you'll find in a much larger research university, but the smaller classes of a small private liberal arts school. And even though we do have that large graduate population, 99.9% of our classes are taught by faculty. So we hardly ever use teaching assistants or graduate assistants to teach our undergraduate courses. The university is 6 miles from downtown, so we are not an urban campus. We are not a rural campus. It's a very suburban location. Our neighborhood is kind of one of the more upscale neighborhoods within the city of Denver. Within a 3-block radius of the campus, you'll find over 30 restaurants. Our tour guides always point out that the first Chipotle restaurant ever is actually just a block from campus. You see it as you're walking back and forth to class. There's a Ben & Jerry's across the street. There is a Whole Foods a couple of blocks away. So everything you need as a student, you are going to find within a block or two of the university. The city of Denver is not necessarily known as a college town per se, but we are definitely in, kind of a college type neighborhood. One of the real benefits is that we are on what's called the light rail in the city of Denver. So there is a train stop on our campus. All of our students ride all of the city trains and all the city buses for free. So students can be downtown in about 15 minutes. One of the things Denver is known for is its sunshine. Denver actually gets 300 sunny days a year. So there are more sunny days in Denver than there are in Miami or San Diego. The average high temperature in January in Denver is about 45 degrees compared to probably closer to 25 or 30 in most of Pennsylvania. Denver has 80 plus parks. There are over 80 golf courses. We are 45 minutes to what are called the foothills. So if you are into hiking, climbing, camping, that sort of thing, that's just 45 minutes away. And then we're 2 hours away from 6 major ski areas, including Vail, Breckenridge, and Beaver Creek. One of the things I really like about Denver is just our overall diversity, and we're diverse in a lot of ways. So geographically, in our freshman class alone, we have students from every one of the 50 states. You can see this is the incoming class last year, where 13% of our students came from the Northeast. That's actually up to 16% this year. We typically enroll about 30 to 35 students a year from Pennsylvania, most coming from the Pittsburgh area or the Pennsylvania area, with a few kids, in between. But you can see 9% of our kids come from the Southeast, 9% from the Southwest, 15% from the West, and 21% from the Midwest. One of the cool things is that 70% of our students live more than 500 miles away from our campus. So we are not what you call a suitcase college. We're not a regional school. We're not a local school. We are very much a national and international school. You can see 4% of last year's entering class were considered international students. At the same time, 23% of last year's entering class were students of color. We're up to 26% this year, and right around 16 to 17% were first generation students. One of the things that also makes us different, I can't get my slide to change here. There we go. We are not on a traditional semester system like you will find on most college campuses. We have something that is called a quarter system. So we have 3 quarters. I know that doesn't make a whole lot of sense, a fall, a winter, and a spring, and then an optional summer quarter. There's never the expectation that you would be required to take classes in the summer. You can see from our calendar that we start late. So we don't start until the 2nd week of September. While most colleges, especially in the Northeast, start that 3rd week of August. So we're starting about 3 weeks later than most other colleges and universities. Students wrap up the fall quarter in November. They then get 6 weeks off, so they get the entire month of December off. So students who wanted to, work in retail or get an internship could do that when they're back home. Back to school the first week of January through the middle of March, 10 days off for spring break, and then back to class until the very beginning of June. Most schools do get out the first week of May. We are in class until the first week of June, so we do go a month later. The biggest benefit to the quarter system is that our students will take about 30% more courses than students at semester-based schools. So the average Denver student takes 13 to 14 classes per year compared to just 10 at a semester-based school. So if you have multiple interests, if you want to double major, if you want to have 2 or 3 minors, if you're unsure about what you want to study, the quarter system is the perfect system for you. Another advantage of the quarter system is that it's a lot easier to graduate on time. So all the students that graduate from November, 94% will do so in 4 years or less. So only 6% of our students will take longer than the traditional 4 years to graduate. One of the things we're known for is our study abroad program. Right now, 77% of our students study abroad, which puts us in the top 10 in the country. We have 150 program locations in about 52 countries around the world. One of the things that's great about our study abroad program is that if you meet our minimum requirements, so essentially if you are at least a junior or senior with a 3.0 or better GPA, we guarantee you that it will not cost you a single penny more to study abroad than to stay on campus. So essentially what that means is that you're paying the same room, board, tuition as if you were staying at Denver. Any financial aid you're on, any scholarships you're on, apply to studying abroad. We also pay all of your travel expenses. So we will pay for an Uber to get you to the airport, for your flight there, and then the train or the bus you need to get you to your campus. We pay your student visa expenses, and we also pay for a passport if you don't have one, or a passport renewal if you need one. And that's one of the reasons why we have such a large percentage of our students that do study abroad. And the majority of our students do go abroad in the fall of their junior year. In terms of activities, we are a Division I institution. Our strongest sports, you might guess, would be skiing, followed by hockey and lacrosse. But we do have basketball, soccer, tennis, golf, skiing, and swimming, all for men and women, women's gymnastics, women's volleyball, men's ice hockey. And then we also added a new sport this year. We have a Division I women's triathlon team. About 30 club sports. So if you're not a Division I athlete, you can play at the club level, and then about 20 intramural sports as well. Over 100 different clubs and organizations. So really lots to get involved with. One of the things I like to point out to our students is that we're still small enough that if you wanted to start your own club, it's just easy as finding a couple of other like-minded students that want to start that same club, and you can really get something going. A great example of that is about 5 years ago, we didn't have a rowing team or a crew team, a club team, and we had some students that were really interested in getting it started, and now it's about 40 strong. So we're small enough that you can still do that, and the location is really ideal to really do lots of different things. That about wraps up my presentation. Here is a look at my contact information. I do spend some time in the fall, again, visiting schools in Philadelphia and Pittsburgh. So if you wanted to reach out, have me stop by your school or meet with me one-on-one, I'm happy to do so. Thanks for your time. Appreciate it.
All right, and last but not least, we have Rutgers New Brunswick.
Hello, I'm just going to pull up my slides now. Hi, everyone. My name is Alicia Shaw. I'm an admissions officer on the recruitment and outreach team at Rutgers University in New Brunswick. I've been with the university for a little over 5 years. I'm also a graduate of Rutgers New Brunswick. I just love my time there so much. I wanted to come back and work on the staff side and recruit future Scarlet Knight students. So Rutgers has a lot of claim to fame. We are a part of the Big Ten, which is great for both athletics and academics. We are the most diverse school in the Big Ten, number 22 public school in the nation, number 3 in the nation for studying health professions worldwide. And we also have over 175 research centers and institutes. Why that's important is because students as early as their first year can get research experience. And it does make your experience as an undergraduate student more well-rounded, especially if you want to pursue a master's degree in any of the health professions, or if you want to go on to medical school. So those opportunities are there for students as early as their first year to get involved in research. We like to nickname New Brunswick the hub city because we are close to a lot of other major cities. And we also have NJ Transit right on campus. So When you hop on NJ Transit, you actually don't even have to drive anywhere or park in a parking lot. You can just walk right down the street on College Avenue. And in 45 minutes, you're in New York City, 90 minutes from Philadelphia, 3 hours from Baltimore, 4 hours from DC, and 5 hours from Boston. A lot of students end up pursuing internships in New York City because it is very close by. They don't have to sit in traffic, which is also nice too. They can just get right on the train. And if you have friends that are going to school in Baltimore or DC or Boston, or if you have family members in any of those large cities, you can get on the train and easily spend some time with them as well. So Rutgers New Brunswick is actually split up into 2 cities. It's in New Brunswick and Piscataway. And that's really also good to know too, because when you send your transcripts, you're going to be sending them to Piscataway, New Jersey. I know that kind of throws off a lot of students, but just know it is going to the right campus. So for Bush and Livingston, that's actually located in Piscataway on the other side of the Raritan River. Bush campus is where you're going to have access to the football team. That's also where you're going to find our School of Pharmacy and School of Engineering and an 18-hole golf course. Livingston campus is where you're going to find Rutgers Business School and the RAC, which is where our wrestling team will compete, our basketball team will compete. College Avenue is more of our School of Arts and Sciences, liberal arts type feel. And it has like a city downtown feel as well. And that's also where you'll find NJ Transit in downtown New Brunswick, which is where School of Nursing is, and a few hospital systems. So students that are involved in the School of Nursing will be able to do their rotations at the hospitals. Douglas was primarily our women's focused school ever since I graduated back in 2009. They actually started letting men live on campus, but they do have Douglas Residential College and women's focused programs. And Cook is our agricultural college. We actually have our own farm on campus. That's where you'll find majors such as nutrition and food science and agricultural business. So it's a really nice way for you to visualize how the New Brunswick campus is set up. We are working on welcoming back students to our campus over the summer and into the fall. I believe we're going to have smaller tours set up on campus, so you will be able to see this for yourself. So for student life, we have over 36,000 undergraduate students. Like I mentioned before, most diverse school in the Big Ten, 24 NCAA Division I sports, over 600 student organizations. There's always something to do at Rutgers. I think one of your biggest problems is going to be figuring out how to do everything that interests you. There's always something going on every time you enter into a student center. You're going to see clubs and organizations meeting, having bake sales, having things like that. You're going to see things that are on the TV, promoting events and things to look forward to. So there's always something going on, and there's always something to look forward to, which is great. So when you apply as a first-year student, you're going to focus on the schools that are in the red banner. We have the School of Arts and Sciences, which is our largest school that has like our liberal arts type majors, which is sociology and psychology. Ernest Mario School of Pharmacy is our direct entry 6-year PharmD program, where students will earn a doctorate in pharmacy after 6 years. School of Engineering, we have 10 engineering majors, including aerospace engineering. We're the only school in New Jersey, I believe, that has aerospace engineering, as well as the packaging engineering concentration. Rutgers Business School, we have 6 majors, including finance, marketing, and business analytics and information technology. It's like a combination of business and computer science together. Mason Gross School of the Arts is like our small conservatory type field school where students can major in music, performance, theater, and excuse me, there are a few other majors as well. School of Environmental and Biological Sciences, like I mentioned, is like our agricultural type field college, and School of Nursing. The great thing about School of Nursing is that that's also direct entry. So once you apply and you're admitted into School of Nursing, you are in. There's nothing else you have to do. And students in School of Nursing are able to take classes as early as their first year. The upper division schools, which is the School Planning and Public Policy, School of Communication and Information, School of Management and Labor Relations, and School of Social Work, they're what we call our upper division schools. So Rutgers students that are interested in that will apply for admission into those schools once they're already a matriculated Rutgers student. So for the time being, while you're still in high school, if you are interested in Rutgers, you're going to focus on applying to the schools in red. So learning at Rutgers, even though we have over 36,000 students, we can still say we have a 16:1 student faculty ratio. We do have a school-based honors program and the honors college. And every semester, we have at least one college fair. There's over 650 employers that visit campus every year. Sometimes it feels like every semester. In addition to the college fair that the Office of Career Exploration and Success puts on, each of the schools will have their own college fair. So School of Engineering and Computer Science will have their own college fair that's dedicated to those students. Rutgers Business School will have a college fair dedicated to their students. In addition to that, you're going to have recruiters that are hanging out in your academic buildings throughout the year, letting you know of different opportunities that match with your major. Excuse me. So it's a really great way to get a, excuse me, I'm sorry, I had something bad to drink. It's a really great way to combine your education in the classroom and really apply that to situations in the real world. And there's a lot of opportunity for you to do that as well. And then within 6 months of graduating, students do have an 84%, I'm sorry, graduates have an 84% job placement rate, which is great. And the average salary is about $57,000. So here are a few more pictures of campus, what it used to look like before everything shut down and what we're hoping to get to one day, which will be great. The picture on the bottom right is our honors college. It's a pretty brand new building, and the top 500 students who apply and are admitted are invited to do honors college. And that's where the first year students will be living for their first year, and they have an option of living there all 4 years. So our due date, our application due dates never change. Our early action is non-binding, and you have to apply by November 1st and get your application materials in. Regular decision is December 1st. And to apply, you're going to complete the Rutgers application or coalition application. We're not on Common App yet. You also have to submit the self-reported academic record, which is used in lieu of your high school transcript that's sent from your high school counselor. You also have to send your, I'm sorry, you don't have to send your official SAT or ACT scores if you are a rising senior in high school. The university is test optional again for the 2021-2022 application cycle. And then you have to pay the $70 application fee. If you're eligible for a fee waiver, please contact us and we'll make sure you can apply that fee waiver. Okay, thank you very much. And I'm going to put my contact information in the chat.
All right, thank you so much to all of our reps. If everybody can turn their cameras back on, we're going to do one last question here for all of our reps. And Alicia, if you can just stop sharing your screen, I'm just going to share a picture really quick here. So the question that we're going to do tonight is, what is your favorite event or tradition at your college's campus? And we're going to go in the same order as we did this evening. So we're going to start off with Full Sail University.
All right, so our most popular event on campus is our Hall of Fame, but my personal favorite is that monthly we have kind of expos for our graduating students where they can show off the work that they made. And we have very creative students that are in our film program, game program, music, things like that. But our film students get to have a film showcase where we go into our live venue, and up on the big screen, we get to view each student's movies that they've made. So they roll out the popcorn maker, give everybody candy, and we get to view it as if we're at an actual movie premiere. It's a lot of fun and it's really cool to see the work that the students have done.
Absolutely. Next up, we have Youngstown State University.
I would say homecoming is definitely my favorite tradition on campus. It's a long week that builds up to homecoming. There's Greek week, so a lot of the Greek organizations do a lot of competitions. Obviously, the day of homecoming, there's a parade, so a lot of the student organizations build floats. There's a football game. At the football game, there's a crowning. It really is a great time. So homecoming is definitely my favorite tradition.
Awesome. Next up, University of Akron.
So I think our most popular event is our Spring Fest. So it's like a huge celebration right before our finals week. But my personal favorite is our wagon wheel game. So we're very close to another university. And each year when the two football teams play against one another, the winner of that game gets over a 150-year-old wagon wheel that was actually part of our original founder, John R. Buchtel's wagon. So as legend has it, he was going through another city at the time and he got stuck in the mud and his wagon wheel came off. That school actually found it in their possession because it was part of their city, but it had his name on the inside of the actual wagon wheel. We were originally called Buchtel College before the University of Akron. So ever since then, two football teams play against one another, and the winner of that game gets to hold on to the original wagon wheel for the entire year.
That's pretty cool. A pretty cool piece of history there. Next up, University of Denver.
Sure. So we have the Division I hockey program that I mentioned, and we have this thing called a season ticket camp out. So the student tickets are sometimes hard to come by. We do have an arena that seats about 6,000. But a lot of the general public wants to come as well. So students have the opportunity to camp out overnight to be first in line for season tickets. And they make a big deal of it. So they bring in live music. They have the hockey team show up first thing in the morning with fresh donuts and coffee. And then oftentimes the first 100 students in line get their season tickets paid for. So it's a real, kind of almost like a carnival atmosphere, lots of fun and games. And the reward is that if you are one of the first 100, you get your tickets paid for.
Awesome. That's a great tradition. And then last but not least, Rutgers New Brunswick.
I would say homecoming is definitely a huge tradition. It is week long, and we have something called the bed races, where I still don't understand how this works, and I need to see it for myself one day. Students build beds and they decorate beds, and they're also on wheels, and they go down College Avenue. The people on the beds have helmets on, so like it's safe. So I know a lot of students look forward to that, and they decorate their beds. I think there's like a theme every year. And then the homecoming football game is always the next day. It's very exciting. I always go back as an alum, and hopefully I get to go back in October or November, and hopefully we win.
Awesome. It's always great hearing about different universities and their traditions. So I just want to thank everybody for joining us tonight, our attendees, and also our reps tonight. Thank you for taking the time. I'm just going to share my screen here with a couple last minute things. For our attendees, once you close the screen, you'll have a quick survey, just a couple of questions. Let us know some feedback on how we did this evening. And definitely reminding you about some more sessions to sign up and hear from some more colleges and universities. And then also this recording will be available at strivescan.com/Pennsylvania. So good luck to all of our attendees in your college search process, and also good recruiting seasons to our college reps. And I hope everybody has a good evening. Thanks, everyone.